How you doing? This is Jeremy with Hall Pool Supply. Today's quick little tutorial video is just your general cleaners and what to do to look and see why they're not moving as fast or why they're not, beyond general repair, assuming that it's not, we're trying to figure out, is the cleaner broken or is it something else? So the first thing that you do is while you're cleaning the pool, like this is a navigator, and you would want to open up where, look in here, but also you definitely want to take this off. So if you're going to do this, I definitely recommend using a screwdriver. It's plastic, and you can, over torque and crack the plastic. But I'm going to be taking these off for this example. I'll use a gun, screw gun. Also notice that my clutch is all, it's just as light as possible, so I'm careful not to crack the thing. So two screws in it. Use this one on this. And now you can get in, and I can't tell you how many times I have pulled out little pine cones and pine needles that are just all in here. And then this kind of cleaner, whether it be two-wheel or four-wheel, some of them you have to take a couple screws out of the top. This one here, you're basically going to see the same thing. So this type of cleaner, you're looking in here if you don't obviously see something at the bottom. And if you do, sometimes you have to take the top off to get to it and pull it out and slip it back on. Now, let's assume that there's nothing wrong with the cleaners whatsoever. You check that out. The next place to look would be your hoses. So each one of these hoses, for those that may or may not know, they're about 3.5, 4, 5 feet long a section, depending on what kind of cleaner. And they need to be able to move and twist a little bit as they're in the water instead of using one long hose. Now, as the sun and the chemicals are eating on these, they eventually will wear down and you will have air going into the line. And so all of your cleaner, everything that's happening in your pool with your filter, your pump, etc., it's about the hydraulics, the suction, the removing air and filling that up with something heavier called water, and that creates a vacuum and that drives the gears on, the pool cleaner. It pulls the water through your filter. Now, this right here is a flow gauge as far as a suction gauge. You see where it says minimum and maximum? So this would be something that when we install a cleaner or comes with mini cleaners, you can put it in your line and you can actually turn your pump on and see how much suction. And you would be surprised. The next thing you would look at, it's not your hose that have holes in it. One little hole in the hose, just go out just to see the effect. If you had something like this, or you've probably seen this when you watch your cleaner, you turn this valve just a little bit to divert just a little bit of water away. And that's what's happening when you have air coming into the cleaner lines. It's going to slow the cleaner down. It's not going to let it grab and create that vacuum to climb the walls, turn the motor or the little gears inside of the cleaner. And then your valves. Now that I have this out, often somebody, a gardener, etc., if you have a cleaner and a valve where you can adjust them, might have tripped the valve or turned it the wrong way, etc. Just go out and check that. And then the obvious, of course, is your filter baskets. So this would be also, this is an inline filter that attaches to your hose. And now, instead of your cleaner dumping everything into the pump motor, or if you have a vac mate right into the leaf debris basket, the skimmer basket, it's catching it here. If this gets clogged up, of course, it's going to slow the cleaner down. And then the last thing that's important is this is the next place, actually second to the last. As you're checking those valves, also if you have a diverter valve that came with your cleaner that's plugged into the side of your pool or into your skimmer itself, check this as well. Someone swimming might have turned this, etc., and this lets more water, because you do not necessarily want full torque on your plastic cleaner. You want to take a little bit of the water pressure off. And then the last but not least, assuming you do not have a dirty filter, because that will slow down your cleaner as well, check your PSI pressure on top of the filter. Make sure it's not at typically 20 is full, but also check the O-ring around your pump lid. If this is not lubed, if it's old, if it's become, instead of round, flat, it's going to let air in. And this is, the pump is sucking the water. And if air can slide in, it's going to at that point and mess up your cleaner. Last thing is look at your cleaner's manual or go online. Like the two-wheel cleaners, they have so many revolutions. I believe it's 10 or 10 to 15 turns per minute that you can count. Same thing with your Navigator, creepy crawlies, the ones with a flat matte disc at the bottom and they bounce. They all have a set amount of feet that they must travel, if it's those kind, or the walking kind, or the wheel rotation. And you can look at that and actually check that out yourself in the water, and that will let you know right away. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Remember, your pool tools have your dosage chart, so when you check with your chemical calculator, assuming you know your volume, you then check each one, your alkalinity, pH. Remember, chlorine does not work unless your pH is at the right level, and then go to your dosage chart. Take a look at your chart based on your gallons of whatever mineral or chemical sanitizer that your strips or your drops are telling you need. And that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. We really thank you for supporting our local store here. Thanks for shopping local, and you have a great day. Bye-bye. There it is.